You know, the best deal in green tea in town, to a connoisseur, this would frustrate you, but you know where you get the best deal in green tea in town?
Where?
Sam's.
Sam's Club.
Yeah, they've got like, gosh, 1,000 bags for $6 or something. Organic green tea.
For a long time, some of the best tea you could get for nearly nothing was from A&P.
Really?
And that's because A&P, most people don't know it.
Great Atlantic and Pacific Tea.
Right, you'll stand right
That's
in front of the
right.
camera.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's the Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company.
Tea company, yes.
That's what the A and the P was.
Yeah, that black Pico tea? Do I remember the commercials? Black
And
Pico? But here's to URTV.
are you able to drink it? I'm going to taste some of it
No,
now
it's good. It's fine.
to see
It's
how
fine.
oversteeped it is, because I know it's been steeped. It's only been steeping for an hour and a half.
I didn't even know you could oversteep tea. Is that?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a
Yeah,
connoisseur of tea?
when you
as
pour
well?
out green tea and it comes
No.
out, it comes out
But
that
I'm learning.
color. It's a little oversteeped.
Now, you know, that's a part of my heritage. I was actually born in England. My mother's English.
It is okay.
I was 2 months old or something when I came over here, but she always threw tea at me when I was a little guy. Tea with milk.
Tea with milk.
Tea with
Yes.
We have milk, we have sugar.
Something about, I read somewhere that milk kills the antioxidants in tea.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what they...
And that's why you drink the green tea, because you've heard about the
Full of
antioxidants.
antioxidants, right?
Yeah, it's
I believe it's pretty healthy.
yeah, of the alternatives, it's pretty good. But back to URTV for a minute. Nice event tonight. Tickled to be here. Appreciate the invitation. Everybody seems to be having fun. Real mixed crew. Everybody getting along. It's just, you know, that word diversity gets beat up a lot. It's not one of my favorite words because I think it's used to abuse us sometimes. But you've got a real diverse crowd here, and I think that's nice. And everybody's smiling at each other. They've even smiled at me a time or two tonight, and I'm not used to that here as a conservative Republican. So thank you for having me. My pleasure. Congratulations to URTV on their second year, I think. And
We have a
wish you
real
many
good
more.
time here. We have a lot of fun here.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons that we get along. I even get along with Don Yelton and people like that. I don't normally get along with the conservative. That goes against my grain. But we all get along because we're having such a good time that we can get along. You see what I mean? We're just all so happy. We're like giddy. So.
Well, that's part of our strategy as conservatives. We're trying to infiltrate, you know, and bring people around, and we start with having fun with them, and then from there it's all downhill. So if you feel yourself having conservative leanings, don't get frightened. It's okay. It's part of the plan. What the right-wing conspiracy, is that what Hillary called it?
The Great Black
Yeah.
Well, I saw that you made
I'm part
a.
of that vast conspiracy myself.
Are you? Okay.
I saw that you made a statement about impeachment, although you yourself really are in no position to make any move on that. Even if you were to win the upcoming election, it would be too late.
Right. Why would I do that?
Well, I assumed you did it for the attention, for the shock value.
No.
No.
No. If you look at my press releases, every one of them is simply a reaction to a current event. And Tuesday, a week ago, the president made the decision to pull our National Guard troops from the border. And that was the trigger. I find that
was the last straw for you.
very, very frustrating, because if you look at the oath of office of the president, protecting the Constitution, the rule of law, the sanctity of the country are at the top of his priority list.
Would be protecting our borders.
Yes.
And pulling the National Guard
So I
away
knew.
from our borders. I thought that's what National Guard was.
Well, it sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought that's what that our borders were the primary focus of the National Guard. Am I wrong on that?
You're wrong.
Apparently, I am.
It's, I think that the United States government supersedes whatever the United States government says, supersedes any, and I used to be in the reserves,
Okay.
you know.
Different though. National
Yeah,
Guard and the reserves are different.
National Guards are state troops. They belong to the state. They can be federalized,
Right.
but until then,
Right.
they do state missions.
That's what I thought. I thought they would,
The
you talk about
Texas-
Homeland, I thought that's what they were
Guard.
No,
focused
but
on.
the Texas National Guard or the
Uh-huh.
Arizona National Guard is certainly within their mission to protect the borders of the state.
But the
So
North
sorry.
Carolina National Guard
Right, well,
that gets activated to protect the border that's not on the state of North Carolina.
well, maybe I'm getting it confused with Coast Guard, because I think of Coast Guard and National Guard.
Coast Guard's a federal.
But I think of it very similar. I think of it as like our borders.
Back to your question, though, it's actually what I said in my press release is I would support impeachment of the president. Nothing more than that. And the real issue was illegal immigration and accountability. And I've taken a lot of heat for that.
I bet.
And it's okay. I'm not, I'm serious about this thing about being principled. And if folks in my party are right, I'll support them. If they're wrong, I'll challenge them. And I'm going to be consistent about that. Always have been. Won't stop now.
So should you get elected in the upcoming election, how would you feel about working with the Obama regime?
I'm open to anybody. Like I said, I don't care what your political persuasion is. If I believe you're right, I'll support you. If you're wrong, I'll challenge you. And I'm a Republican. And,
I know.
And I know that comes as a surprise to many people. But
I grew up in a Republican family. I was deep in the heart of Republican territory all my life.
But as a Republican, I believe my greatest responsibility is to fix my party, not the other party. And that's what I'm going to work hardest to
Well,
do.
that's the Republican challenge right now.
Yes.
The big
Yes.
challenge.
Yes, to get us back to principles. The other party, it's too late. I think they're already gone. But I do think we can salvage the Republicans.
See, and I think just the opposite.
Do I need to repeat that? Or
I was thinking that myself. It's not much of a challenge.
I've not really supported a Republican since Goldwater. So
That's been a while.
that's been a while.
Well, I think we're all discouraged about politics in America. If you look at the statistics, the difference between, for example, a tax and spend Democrat and a borrow and spend Republican is nil. There's very little difference. I think we're all discouraged that our parties have not been as principle-driven or character-based as we would wish, and they won't be until we challenge them. So I'm gonna challenge mine as much as the other party, and take the heat.
Well, now, if you get elected, here's what's going to happen. See, I know a handful of people that have your cell phone number, don't I? And every time I see a problem, I'm going to be calling you
You'll
up.
have the inside track.
Yeah, I'm calling you
Well,
up.
Well, I'm happy to learn from anybody. I've read Barack Obama's biography. I've got Al Franken's book, latest book on. Well, I finished that the other day. I like to learn about the enemy, and I've picked up some
I
stuff.
thought the Al Franken book was awful.
It's interesting.
Contradictory.
Yeah, that's interesting. You would say that. I learned some things, but didn't particularly enjoy it. He's
Well, I
a
enjoyed
talented
it more
guy.
than I learned anything.
Hey there, Don. Well, listen, I think it's time for me to escape. Like I say, my wife, it's Friday night. We're having a big night out. My wife is waiting for me at Big Lots, and we're going to buy some canned salmon and canned beans. And
There we go. Options on the table. I bet that's a good one. You've seen this show before, haven't you?
No.
The Global Report.
No, I haven't.
Oh, that started right here in Asheville. They come out of
Oh, yeah.
San Francisco now.
Used to have a paper here in town.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
And the TV show started right here in Studio A. Now they come out of San Francisco.
Really? Yeah. They used to give me a hard time in the Global Report. Folks, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for the tea. Enjoyed it very much. It was very nice. Thank you all.
A Republican?
Pleasure to get around the table here with
Thank you very much. I'm
Tea
glad
and-
that you came
Have a
in.
great
tea
night.
and crumpets and.
Tell your wife we said hello.
Beg your pardon?
Tell your wife we said hello.
I will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure meeting you.
Hey, how are
Thank you for coming to tea.
Thank you. Appreciate your graciousness.
I wasn't very gracious. I was drilling you
I have a
down.
name tag.
What's going on?
Just enjoying this. I'm having a whole lot of fun. I guess that everybody already talked to you about what you're up to.
I'm Carl.
Yeah, we met
Just a little bit.
We had met with Glow Lady.
Well,
We had met.
They asked me
Longer
to
hair.
fix it so
I'm
that
incognito
this
now.
would be a stand-up room.
Yeah.
And
It's good to meet you too. Thanks for
And
coming
so I
to the
fixed it
Great
so I
Big
would
Show
serve in
today.
one area and leave as much stand.
No, you're doing great.
You see no.
Oh, really? Well, you better get used to it. I mean, if you're planning on
I watched
running
the
for,
TV
you know, what
until
is
it switched
Congress
over
now?
to.
Some of the other one too,
Well, you're
quite
gonna get even more
beside
attention,
that.
so
I mixed the two.
yes.
Is this the jasmine?
No, the jasmine's in the green, but they tell me it's about out.
Okay.
But I find that mixing the two of these works well.
And he's
But you can mix the
regardless,
jasmine
somebody who
also.
There's some more water in here, Doris, if you need.
Yeah, if you need to turn that up to warm it some more, just flip it, turn it up.
I'd rather drink cold tea than no tea at all.
That's, wow,
We
yeah.
had Mum Power in here drinking green tea. Did he finish that?
Yes, we did.
I call it like I say,
That may get you in trouble.
I am honest.
That's him.
Oh my gosh.
Big loss to see my wife. I bet.
See you, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You don't need a lot of it if you don't get the big ones, right?
That was so cool. I didn't know, you know, because doing this, I really don't know who watches my show.
Oh, he watches your show, do you think?
Not Carl, but Victoria, Shannon, and Mark. The three people that were, the girl was 18.
Okay.
And it was like, you know, they watched my
Ben
show,
called me
they liked
and
my
asked
show.
me
and
to
it's like,
plug the thing
wow.
tonight.
Okay, I plugged it once already.
You know, it's like to
Yeah.
get
And I
any
told
kind of
him to have
feedback,
you
because
do it
I,
because, to be honest with you, I'm just like.
I watch your
always
show.
saying just
I see your show. Yeah, I watched you from some time back.
whoa.
Yeah,
when I
different
had
ones
Kim.
when you would have
Come out to the
different,
show
like
tonight,
where there
or
were
you can
panels
do the
with
rest.
three of you and you had Kim and.
So, yeah, I've never been there before, so I'm fine.
Cool.
Okay.
So,
And,
do you think that it's progressing,
So I
or do you
told him
like
that he
with
should
the
have you do it.
co-host?
and
Do you want to know the
so-
truth?
I think he wanted us to do it on TV, but by the time I
Yeah.
get it off.
I haven't watched it in the past few weeks, but
Uh-huh.
I don't like.
Well,
Do you know Matt Howard?
All the
Have
stuff
y'all
around
met?
you.
Y'all introduce one
Okay.
another.
hello.
It's too much.
Some people had said
It's
about
too
that it
much.
was.
It's too busy.
distracting.
It's too distracting. Yes, and even though I think I know what you're trying to go for and doing that,
I see it
to me as a viewer, it doesn't come off that way.
Don't feel
Okay.
if you
I've had
Does
some
that make
people.
sense?
Yeah.
Have you heard that before?
I've heard both. You know, the people I was just talking to, it's like they like the background, but it's like I think it.
Darn, you're talking to
I just
Cody.
wanted to get this. I'll be here at 10:30.
That was a waste. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Don,
And
want
I'll
some hot
try
tea?
to.
Want some hot tea?
No, I'm gonna have to go.
I'll
I'm gonna drink that
try-
stuff.
I'll
Like this. No
try
caffeine and all that good
All
stuff.
right, I'm gonna throw it outside to the animals.
Like 8 or 9.
Oh, so they
Are you
can.
gonna throw it to the animals?
Yeah,
or are you
no,
gonna throw it
I'm
in the garbage?
gonna. I'll.
So don't be here.
For
till
you, I'll throw it
6
outside.
coffee.
Where's?
know Ralph unhooked you.
There's lots of animals that need fed, especially the birds.
Are you taking this?
But we shouldn't give them sweet
And I
stuff.
just had Carl in here.
Yeah, yeah.
We
I
didn't
just
keep
keep
with
That'll,
Carl.
that'll, you know, let's plump them
We need
up.
to bring it back.
I tried
Plump
real
them up,
hard.
too.
I was on the phone 6 or 8 times with Heath Schuler's people from his
I
Washington
didn't
office
even really
and his
go out and see
local
who
office.
was here.
And I couldn't make headway with him
So,
one
I
bit
think,
because I was going to try to have him here tonight
like,
just to put a bug up
somewhere in
Mumpy's butt.
between
But
Right.
what you're doing and the other guy that comes on,
couldn't make any headway.
there's a guy
Can I
that
share a real
comes
quick story
on.
with you?
Okay, the Mad Monk,
Whenever
Brother
they did
Christopher.
the
No.
third Democrat
This guy
being a
comes on by
I
himself
wanted to talk.
and he sits
Had the
and
camera
he's like
drop
a,
on.
he's
I go
like
up to him.
That's Brother
He
Christopher
said,
with his
"You
hair.
need to get with my press
he has
man,
dark brown
come back."
hair
Could not talk.
and
That's what they
he
did to me.
sits
Cut me right
by
off
himself
the
and he'll
chops.
call somebody
Same
up from
here.
the audience. He will
Same
do some
here.
cards
And I'm on his
from time to
side.
time.
And
He'll call one person up
and
at
you
a
know what?
time.
Ask- What do you want
And
to
he'll
ask?
work with that person.
So-
And so then when he kind of goes into the phase of like working with her, she
Why
kind
does he
of
need
becomes like
screener?
a shadow
But you know, most
or whatever
politicians
up
have, to
top.
be honest with you. I think
I think somewhere between where you're at and that is, I don't know.
But see, the thing is,
They do
he's
it on both
got
sides.
Oh,
three
absolutely.
cameras
Hey,
running.
hey,
Is that what
And
it
he's
is?
got.
we're having another party at your house.
I mean, it's hard because it's like it's me
I
and
do
it's Brother
respect his media
Christopher.
savvy.
And
Right.
that's pretty much.
Very good at finding.
If it was
one
just,
and using
if it was just
Come
like
in and have
behind
to.
you,
I think
maybe.
stands
But
out.
with it
We're not
being in
live.
front and
We're
behind
not
one, see, like, it
think
just
it's
swallows you
recording.
completely
We're not
up.
live.
And it's really, it just gets so busy for the viewer looking at you. I'm just looking at it and I'm like,
Okay,
ooh.
well,
Okay, so
over there.
it's
It's too much.
battling back and forth.
It's too, you know, it's like I'm trying to make you out with
And I was
everything
getting
that's
water.
going on. It's just like when people come in here, it drives me crazy if they have a blue. And this happened a little while ago. They had the fountain water flowing come in, and the guy came in with a khaki prints on and the blue shirt, and immediately he swallowed up with that. And it,
Come have
that,
some cookies and some tea, just
I
something.
don't know.
No, we're not on. We're
Turn into a talking head.
Yeah, we're off
Progress,
the
not
air. We are
perfection.
recording, but we're off the air.
Well,
But do
Not
have
quite.
I
some.
did one show where I had a different colored tablecloth so
Okay.
that it was a distinct or a different.
Funny how that works.
So I'll have to
Do come, do help me suck up some of
Try
this
that.
tea and cookies so I don't have to
keep
come up.
posted.
Definitely, yeah.
And if you ever want to
Good
come
night, all.
by,
But I love
Unless
your
you
people.
all come to the garage, at which point I'll
they're
see you later.
delicious.
Good night, Lisa. Thank you for my reading. I
You're
really
welcome.
enjoyed it.
You're welcome. Welcome.
Nice to see you again.
Jessica.
And
Bye.
continue
Oh, have
on.
good
Jill,
Bye.
you coming later on?
Nice.
We'll see you then.
So how's it going in here?
You know something else I really
I
like
think we solved all the real
is when
problems.
people call in
In the other room?
and you give readings
Boy, I'm
or
glad
things like
somebody
that
did.
on your
I'm
show.
so tired
Because
of
the whole time I'm
wrestling.
watching your show, I'm like,
I'm about
I
wore
keep
out.
thinking, oh, I want to call in and ask for something, or I want to call in and ask for something. And I think
What you got there?
that
You got some kind of a
it sets up
DVD
the
or something?
spontaneity.
Well, I think that is going to be how I'm going to do more of. I'm thinking.
I think.
Yeah.
Because I keep thinking, yeah.
See, here's the thing.
Because it's like that's the only way that I know if people are watching and what they think of it, and you know.
You have a show?
Do you know Angela Moore?
She's just started managing two bands.
She's called the Psychic Hillbilly. A friend of mine.
Okay, I met her at Lemur.
Did you meet her? A friend
She
of
had
mine.
told me that an animal, a dead animal, was, one of my dead pets was going to come back into my life.
She is on 570 sometimes at night, and then a guy I used to date
I remember that.
really likes her a lot, and he's into the same thing, the and all of that.
The hills are, the woods are crawling with the morning.
Yeah, that's you know what it means.
All, yeah, of all kinds of bands. Every kind of band you can.
But yeah, we're always trying to do, something new. And until this point, it's like I've just been doing it.
A lot of dancing too.
They'll play in one jazz band and a country
I mean, I'm
band.
doing it for me. I don't know if anybody else likes it, but I'm doing
No,
it.
it looks great, and it comes across great, and it's really relaxed, and you're doing you. That's right.
Hey, you gotta start.
And don't get me wrong, I'm just this constructive. It's just that the main thing is, yeah, the main thing
And I've
is
heard that
when
before.
it's just so busy. It's too much. It's just too, yeah.
Because he had said something before about just have like the tablecloth.
And I think they're very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like those.
But then I don't really want to play
Something.
blow behind. And that's why it's like, well,
And then they have these
get other stuff
talent
too.
shows. It's terrible.
Yep.
You know, nobody's ever told me that.
Who needs hot water?
I do.
I'm talking to the
Yeah,
chick.
but that's what they should.
Anybody needs hot
Well,
water?
that was, you saw the first thing I emailed you was, are
Hello,
they
you.
any good?
Woohoo, you need hot water?
Yeah.
They are good,
Or this one,
and
or
they have
this
a lot
one?
of talent, but you need good raw
Gosh,
they're
so full, and they're all cold. John?
Kevin doesn't have any in.
I am kind of reconstructing because they never had anything that was constructive. And they
I
wanted
know
to
he has
listen
all this
to
tent and I tell them, dear, don't we have a container?
These don't even have balls in them.
Well, Jessica, when I started.
It is what?
I just want you to know.
These don't even have balls in them. Okay.
Oh, is this one mine?
That one must be yours, because mine's right here.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I grabbed on the way out the door, so a minute.
You know,
And then I'll have to go and check out what food they
you have
left
to do
over.
I might get two others.
I gotta put those away.
that is true.
Where you come from in Florida, your
You don't smoke,
public
do you?
access.
I quit. I used to, but I quit.
An internet station.
2002.
And we are supposedly, we're getting ready to be.
That's coming. I know that it's coming.
Have you ever done any work over at Riverside Cemetery before?
Where?
Riverside. You never been over there? Oh, you gotta check that out. You should do that while you're here this weekend. In town, Thomas Wood is buried there. Vance, where
Oh,
is
do
buried
you get that
there.
information? You know,
Old historical cemetery.
Riverside Cemetery.
I think it's off Pearson, I think, where the Montfort players are.
Now I'm wondering, because I had gone to with the paranormal group in town, I went to a cemetery. It's like, if you go out Merriman and go to the right and go and go and go, and then make another right and wind around, there's a cemetery on the right.
I don't know if that's Riverside or not. I've gone out there 2 or 3 times and done some photography or whatever. Other than that, I guess that's about it.
So you hanging around all weekend?
I'm never gonna do that yet or not because I haven't paid my dues yet. I haven't actually paid for my membership yet. But I don't think I'm gonna do it until next month. So we'll see.
I know exactly what picture, because I have everything tracked on one picture.
Yeah,
Everyone knows
I guess because of the,
what they like.
if you're not a member, I guess they're charged.
But I already have a show idea once I get my
That's
fees
what you're
paid.
talking about?
It's how to upload
I'm gonna
your
do-
videos. It's what you
Yeah,
do.
YouTube and all.
Now, have you, prior to this, have you been uploading
I'm gonna do a
videos?
show. Are you familiar
But I
with
mean, you had
like Amber Lundgren,
like 2
Kelly
months ago, did you
Smith,
have videos up?
some of the recent murders over the past several years?
Not really.
I didn't know.
There's been several murders that involve women. Like today,
Well, I just
court
uploaded my
cases.
first videos in the
And they
last
haven't been
month.
solved. I've heard different stories, like with Lundgren. I was told from a guy that used to work for the sheriff's department for as a PI now. He said that they knew who killed her, but the guy they think killed her committed suicide. But the last time I checked with the detectives, they said it's still a cold case. With
Because
Smith,
they can't do anything.
they can't find the murder. Smith was the most dramatic, I guess. That was 2 years ago, or 3 years ago at Belshare. During that week, they found her after that week down on the river. She had been mutilated, she had been decapitated, she had been cut in pieces, and they found different
Brain
pieces of
disorder
her.
just worked out.
And I've been all down in there, you know, where they found her hands,
Longevity helps, and plus.
different parts. I went to her memorial service, psychic energy.
It was somebody that she knew, wasn't it?
With Lundgren, when she was killed,
He's gonna slide it.
I was working in a convenience store that she would come in sometimes and get her lunch or whatever. I didn't know that. I had met her the Christmas before she had been killed. She was working at Pier 1. And I remember her because she waited on me twice. She had a tattoo on her arm.
What is your problem?
Remember the first time I met her, first or second time, and then the last time I met her, I had gone in and I was buying Christmas presents and she helped me. She's standing right next to me. I remember her energy and everything about her.
She was a little in the dark.
She's standing,
Was she a little in the dark? Was there a dark element? It feels like there was a dark
Crow
element.
energy. You ever seen the movie The Crow?
Oh, well, dark. I
A
mean,
little
that's
bit of
what I.
dark, little bit of dark, maybe.
Yeah.
Edgar Allan
But
Poe.
it was more around her than her being in it.
No. No.
You can make it
No,
yourself.
this was different. And she,
No, but I meant her. I'm feeling more of the black around her. But her not being meaning that she was right in the middle of it, but I'm feeling that
she
there
could have
was
been in the
dark
middle of it, to be
around.
honest.
When they started,
But,
but a lot of
I,
people don't want to take the time. You know, 'cause they want to copy
I
the
was
sign.
right next to her and I bought a pair of gloves and I remember she told me, she said, you should buy 2. These are the most beautiful gloves. They were like hand woven wool, rayon, whatever gloves. She said, you know, one for yourself and one for a friend. She was like, you know, that's a good idea. And so I did. I bought 2 pairs. I was working in the convenience store up the street the day they found her.
But what they do, they have a whole
And,
series of tutorials. on
I remember
production,
Jay,
reproduction,
who works for the police force, was one of the officers that was on that. They found her down at that park on the railroad. Throat was slashed nude. It was actually a dog
You
that
lost the
helped.
sound there for a second.
A man walking his dog.
I was about to call you, but you were just got in a call. And I was like,
So,
it was way back.
you know, it came out in the newspaper. She'd been to bar codes. You remember a bar? You know, there was a bar down there in the corner. It was called Whiskey Tavern.
I would really like to work with you on that. I really would.
That's
because
one
it's-
of them.
It's like the stuff that I'm
Yeah.
getting is like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Been there, but
That's one of
Sweet Creek
them.
Road and turned where the pole
After
bar
that,
used
there
to
were
be.
two more or prostitutes, and they pretty much tossed it
You know where
and
Sweet Creek
found
Road
dead.
is? I
But
think
there
it's like,
again, it's
maybe
like
the
I'm
first
wondering what the
light
connection
after
is
you
to the
turn off
Florida
from,
prostitutes too.
Biltmore on the
You
Sweet
know, but
Creek
the
Road,
last
and
one
you
3
get
years
down
ago
to-
was
I
Kelly
guess it's the first
Smith.
light
As soon as I saw a picture in the paper,
Yeah,
I
and
was
then you
like,
turn left and go
she
across
was
the
talking
railroad
to
tracks. And then
immediately.
it's on the right.
And went
If you want to try
wide.
to pull up a chair and sit around,
So
because you and I
I
can
got
talk.
dressed and went to the memorial service. It was
We
huge.
can hang, I don't know what chair.
I'd also been working
for your, like,
there was
mystery
other
Yeah.
things going on, but
Music videos.
as I was coming out, I had a deja vu from like a dream or a
I bet there's
nightmare I'd had
still a lot
months
of wine
back.
left in the other room.
I was coming out of the funeral home,
Yeah.
and
And I was gonna
anyhow,
have the monk
her
bless it.
situation.
So we would have to drink it all.
The guy that
before
killed
we
her basically put her in a plastic bag and walked all around there in the River Arts
I brought
District.
sparkling
They found her hands in a
water
drainage
and
dump,
milk drink
drainage hole.
together.
And then they
Is that what
started
you
finding
drink?
different pieces of her
Oh,
body.
you didn't want to
Rib.
get
I'd be
drink in
trash,
disorder.
but-
Still hadn't found the
Oh,
guy
man,
killed.
you're
They sent it to
depriving
the National
everybody of
Profiler with
of seeing you
FBI.
at your,
It came back that he thought that
at your
this
past.
person
Yeah.
lived
Yelling at
like in the immediate vicinity, somewhere close to where they found her body.
The tea room.
That he was probably young, have some tea.
Yeah, what kind of tea would you like?
I think I might run back and get some alcohol.
Oh,
I like tea. I think it's awesome.
Well, you could have some alcohol in it.
yeah.
That is true. I do that right every
I don't even know
day.
what kind of alcohol it
Just
is.
try some tea.
But anyway, they still hadn't found
There's
him.
good cookies, we have good cookies.
Profiler came
real
back,
good
said he was
cookies.
somewhere between 24 and 30. Probably very nervous, drove a car that was kind of
Y'all
wrecked
ought to
or
run,
something.
grab us a couple of
Said he
decent
was
bottles of wine out
constantly
the other
asking
room.
questions about this murder, about this case.
Where's your
He was very,
I don't
had
know
a
what's
very
good,
nervous
bread
disposition.
and bread
I think
and
they said that
party.
they felt he was
French
right.
preferably.
But again, they pretty much mutilated her because they said, oh yeah, she was in trouble all the time.
Box of
She
wine.
was, you
I
know,
have, there
this,
used to be a
that, whatever,
band called
prostitute,
Crash
blah, blah,
Worship,
blah.
and they had people that traveled with them that during the shut, and we get these big boxes of wine.
Oh,
and
yeah, it's
they
like,
and they
man,
just
she got
pulled
a
the lid
nice
off the
one
tube,
now.
So it just poured out, and they would walk through the crowd with it like that, and people would just, they would just pour it, and the crowds, people would just line up, and they just pour boxes of wine and mouth to mouth like that. And it was,
Basically what
everybody
I'm
would wind up,
doing is
wind up,
go
get big
in
mouthfuls of wine,
with
but they
these
get it
case by
splattered all
case,
over and
one
stuff
case
like
per
that.
show.
Then they had other
Just as
people
if
that
you were
walked
seeing
through the
it
crowd
on
with like
America's
bags
Most
of
Wanted or
flowers,
something,
and they
they
would
go
like
in
sling
and
flowers.
what we're talking about in a more in-depth, intimate, you know,
It's all good.
where pictures we can provide, what we can show, walk through that night when they left, walk through going in the bar that she was at, walk through the last place she was seen, take you into the site where the body was found, you know, give in-depth information that the news around here just, you know, you get a minimal of it. It doesn't work.
That's cool.
You-
Because it's like, I mean, we can
movie,
always, I'm,
genetic
you know, I don't know if I'm getting all that you know,
Right.
but I know that I'm
was the movie.
getting.
Right.
And it's like, you
Then I
sit
ran
down
Lexington
and both
Books
of
and
us
they had,
write, and it's like, oh, cool. Because I
A band,
I
a
feel
rare
that
occurrence
we
of
got
a
the same.
performance.
Yeah.
A band from Boston came and
Yeah,
performed in
definitely.
buying the books.
Yeah. And I think there's some other ones
But I
that I
missed
don't
it.
know
But
about.
all the
But I
people
thought,
were still
you know,
hanging
we'll
around.
see. It's gonna take work. As far as
I think they're doing
development,
one right now. I think they're doing one right now.
photoshops and angles and this and
Started
that
at
and
7
whatever.
and ended
I've
for a
been
while.
working with the camera
Somebody just
Really?
left.
all my life pretty
I'm
much.
thinking about black and white photography.
I like the German
Where's
wines,
the
the Rhine
Be
wines.
interesting.
Yeah.
I like German beer.
What kind
For
of
that
job?
part of.
Yeah, for that
No, they were
part.
packed. They
Right.
had actually.
I like that
packed up
idea.
when I left.
And then hopefully we can, I would
Unless we're gonna have
love,
another one, but
I
they
had sent an email to Chip Hogan. He passed it on to Captain Splain. I've not gotten anything back from Captain explained as far as we're willing to help you with this, you know, if you decide to continue to pursue it.
I had down in Florida, there's a bunch of prostitutes getting murdered, and I had given chief police anyhow officer the information because I worked at the Casadega. Are you familiar with Casadega?
No, I wish I
Community in Florida. I worked at a hotel where the whole town was readers and psychics and mediums.
They waited.
And
I
the
know.
owner, my son-in-law, was on the police force.
That's good.
So I had given him, this information.
Larry's still here, he was here earlier.
Yeah, because it's like when people ask, then it's like, it seems to come more.
Nancy that's a friend of
Then it's like,
Claire's.
here's some information.
Supposedly came over here, I was supposed to go